Murrow Cougs, and welcome to another episode of Murrow Minutes Goes Virtual for the spring 2022 semester. My name is Mackenzie Johnson, and I'm an assistant director here in the Murrow College. And today we're talking about a really tough subject. We're talking about mental health. And we have some awesome guest speakers here, not just from our campus, but from some external resources that we're really excited to share with you today. Mental health is a really challenging topic, so please know that we are going to be talking about not only mental health, but self-care and other resources that you can reach out to on campus. If this episode by any means is triggering to you, please reach out to the resources listed in the YouTube channel below, and we'd be happy to connect with you outside of this episode. I think something else that we'll see around the Murrow buildings, and for those of you who are on campus, those of us wearing green ribbons are really your point of contact. If you're not sure where to go, if you don't know how to get to Cougar Health Services, if you don't have someone to reach out to, any of us wearing a green ribbon in the Murrow College or on campus, we're happy to help and direct you to that space, because sometimes that's the hardest part, is just that first step, and I don't know where to go. But if we're here and can help you with that first step, we'd love to do that. But next, I would also like to get a very important perspective from the Murrow College from Megan Starr-Getford, who is an advisor and instructor in the Murrow College, and to kind of ask really the exact same questions. So Megan, what does mental health mean to you, both personally and for your students?
Yeah, I think mental health is recognizing that just something doesn't feel right. And it's not just a one-off, it's not just having a bad day. It's kind of reflecting back that things just aren't normal. And I can't exactly put a finger on why. We see that with our students when we hear maybe there's some academic performance issues, or we're seeing some behavioral changes, or even different changes in patterns. Like we have students who like to stop by the office and say hi and grab candy. And if they come by weekly and then all of a sudden we're not seeing them, it's like, something's happening there. Yeah, so just the change from normal.
Absolutely. And as an instructor, as an advisor, as other students, it's really important to recognize that in people that you work with, or, your friends, your family that all of you mentioned, being able to identify and say, hey, that isn't a normal pattern of behavior, either for yourself, which I think all of us have talked about. It's a lot harder to identify that in yourself. But if you can help look out for the people around you, I completely agree, Megan, that it's a really great way to notice, hey, something might be off here. And the earlier you can catch it, I think the more helpful it can be. And same question to you, Megan, whatever you're comfortable sharing, but what have been your experiences with mental health?
Yeah, so I was formally diagnosed, I guess, about 5 years ago with depression and anxiety. But when I reflect back, it was probably college is really when I started struggling with those things. And it wasn't, I wasn't raised in an atmosphere where we talked about those things. So it was actually my spouse seeing changes in me and getting to the point where he felt like he couldn't support me either, and really telling me, we need to get you help. You need to talk to somebody who isn't me, right? He was the one who really pushed it. And for me, it was actually Cougar Health Services that I went and got support from. And it really changed who I am today. It was looking back in that period of time, I felt like I had forgotten what it felt like to be happy. And I felt like I was afraid I would never feel that again. And that's when I went, okay, this is serious, and I need to find support, and I can't continue to lean on my spouse for that. And he was the one supporting me and getting help.
Thank you for sharing that story. So much of what you said resonated with what I've heard other students say, things I've, thought of myself at various points in my life. So thank you for sharing your experience and sharing that, hey, sometimes it is other people that come to us and say, actually, we may need to look at this a little bit closer, and I'm willing to help you. Let's do it together. I think that's a really great thing. And I'm very thankful that you had that resource. Again, kind of the similar questions that we asked our students again, but how do you stay mentally healthy, whatever that means to you? And then what do you either encourage other students to do about reaching out for help, or what was your experience with that?
Yes, I'm really thankful for the counseling I did get, because there are tools that I use literally just this morning, I was doing some breathing exercise to really bring down my anxiety today. I also lean on my general practitioner. If I really feel like, wait a second, this dark cloud's coming again, I'm going to reach out more preemptively than maybe I would have in the past. So I encourage my students, if they're feeling something is off, and again, it's not just I've got a cold today, or, I just didn't sleep well last night. But if this is feeling like it's turning into a routine, seek help, seek assistance. And that's part of my role at WSU as an instructor and an advisor. I'm not a counselor. I can't fix it, but I can help get you connected to resources.
Absolutely. And thank you for reiterating what everyone I think on this video has said today as well, which is seek help. Go find help. And I think here at WSU, and particularly in the Murrow College, we're doing everything we can to make that first step as easy as possible. We're not saying that the journey is going to be easy. We're not saying that this is an easy topic in general, but if that first step can be a little bit easier, we would love to help be a part of that journey for you and get you started on the right path. Absolutely. Another, I think, important conversation for us to have is really the advisor and instructor role in student health, whether that's physical or mental. And Megan, I was hoping maybe you could talk about some of those resources that are available both for students and faculty staff here in the college.
Yeah, so something that is unique, I guess, as being a state employee is there are some responsibilities that come with my role. So if I have a student that comes to me and indicates that they're thinking of self-harm or harming others, it is required that I report that. But the intention of that reporting is to ensure our students get the resources that they need. So don't think of it as a negative thing. It really is a support mechanism. And that's how I initiate that support. Whether it's a student who's dealing with food insecurities, if we're noticing behavioral changes, if we're seeing some academic struggles, some patterns there, we can submit a form that goes to a network of professionals on all of our campuses that are meant to connect students to the resources that they need to be successful. That care report can actually be a peer-to-peer thing. So as a student, if you recognize that one of your classmates or your friends are struggling, you can also submit a care referral. What I love about this care referral is it really does create a network, and it also helps identify if we're seeing patterns. So if an ambassador sees a student who's struggling and they submit a form, and then I meet with an advisee and I see that they're struggling, I can submit a form, and the university can start seeing a pattern and really get the student connected with the resources that they need. And then I just also want to reiterate Cougar Health Services. I know personally, they're who I utilize to get my help. And I will tell you the hardest part for me was making the phone call to make the appointment. And after that, it was like a weight had been lifted and there was fresh air back in my lungs. So we're here to connect you to resources. I will lend an ear. We want to listen. We want to help. We do have some obligation that comes with that, but we are a mechanism of support for you from the classroom to whatever's weighing you down.
Thanks for sharing that, Megan. I couldn't have said it better myself about the mandatory reporting and about the care network. I mean, even for students that are concerned, maybe a faculty member is acting a little different or their advisor. I mean, hey, you guys can submit those for us too, if there's something that you're worried about or, something that just doesn't seem right. For all you know, like Megan said, there might be others that have reported the same thing. So just keep that in mind. And we're here as a resource, like Megan said, to help you. I think something else that we'll see around the Murrow buildings, and for those of you who are on campus, those of us wearing green ribbons are really your point of contact. If you're not sure where to go, if you don't know how to get to Cougar Health Services, if you don't have someone to reach out to, any of us wearing a green ribbon in the Murrow College or on campus, we're happy to help and direct you to that space, because sometimes that's the hardest part, is just that first step, and I don't know where to go. But if we're here and can help you with that first step, we'd love to do that. But if the only thing that anyone takes away from this video today, it's what we've all said and what we will keep saying, which is reach out. reach out to us. It's hard. It's not easy by any means. And there may be fear of judgment. There may be fear of the stigma of mental health. There may be fear of, like Megan said, never feeling better, right? So why would I reach out if I'm never going to feel better? But reach out to us. How do you know until you try? And we're here to help you try. So reach out to us. We've got all these awesome resources that we've linked down below in our video description. So be sure to check out those links as well. We will sign off with our video today, but remembering that anyone with a green ribbon in their virtual background or wearing it on campus is available to you for anything that you may need mental health related mental health related struggles. Again, like Megan said, we are not counselors, but if you'll look at here today, we have some awesome connections with a lot of different resources that we can help get you to. So for today, Murrow Cougs, we will sign off by saying, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Cougs.